Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back, and a special welcome. The cat says welcome also. A special welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining the community here. I'm Kathy. I wanted to do a quick video on, we are now in October. Today is the 1st of October, 2025, and it's been on my mind for a while. I'm like, oh gosh, we're approaching October, which means Halloween. I am not a fan of Halloween after I have learned over the last several years just the history behind it, the demonic practices, things that still go on to this day that people don't even know about, or they just turn their head and don't want to know about it. So this is just going to be short. I'll do a longer video here coming up soon about the history of Halloween. And there's a huge amount of history. I'll just condense it down to what stands out to me, the demonic, evil, wicked aspects of it that still go on today. And yeah, it's probably not for the weak of heart, the weak of stomach. You know, some of it is just disgusting. So yeah, I just want to give everyone a heads up that we are approaching Satan's holiday, and it's all about him, his demons, the evil of this world, and pretty much always has been. So, and it goes back hundreds of years to the Celts and all of that, which I will touch on. But stay prayed up as it's approaching. You know, if, like I said, I will do another video with more detail, but I will link on my community wall a video that I share every year to my Facebook page, just for anyone who even, you know, wants to see. It's an ex-Satanist warning Christians to stay away from Halloween and Halloween practices and how demonic and wicked it is. And, you know, and a lot of people, and I get it. I mean, I used to celebrate Halloween every year, and especially when I was a kid, in my college years, and even probably in my 30s. You know, it was fun. You'd get dressed up, you'd go to a party, you know, all the candy and everything, hang out with friends, do all that stuff. But once you learn how those wicked traditions, where they came from, or I should say, where the traditions came from are wicked and evil. And yeah, and as Christians, we need to be aware of that, first of all, and then make the decision if we're going to stay away from it. I'm the type who, once I learn something that is just wicked and of Satan and his demons, and also of the Satanists of the world, the witches, the people doing witchcraft, all that stuff, once I know that, I don't go back. I'm like, nope, not going there. And I've done a video on Ouija boards and that kind of stuff, palm readers, so you can check that out. And I have a whole playlist on satanic attacks, demonic attacks, spiritual warfare. And I think I'll list that one down below, since we are in October and Satan's holiday is coming up, and he loves it. So, and I'll post, like I just mentioned, I'll post that other video on my community wall as soon as I upload this, just depending on how fast YouTube lets me upload it. And sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's 2 days. So hopefully it's immediate. But watch that other video too about this ex-Satanist, and he talks about all different things. And, you know, when you might be saying, well, it's fun for the kids, they love it. Yeah, I had a great time as a child going out trick-or-treating, getting dressed up, all that stuff. you know, Halloween parties at school, whatever it was, you know, maybe costume contests, all that. But it's interesting once you know where that all came from. And I would say you would need to decide, you know, you can educate your kids about what it is that the holiday is about and where it's from, and not to get completely wrapped up in it. You know, yeah, there's so much more to it. So I said this was going to be a short video. And there's also, I'll just say this before I wrap it up, but when Satanists and witches, like modern day people who practice witchcraft, when they admit to saying, yes, we love Halloween because that's when the Christians let their guard down, all the people, they dress up their kids and we have access to them. We can give them candy. It might have something in it or on it. Like I was trick-or-treating in, let's say, the late 1970s, early 1980s, and that was when things were happening, like poison being put on candy or in candy wrappers. God forbid any of that happens. And also that's when razor blades were put in apples. So if you're probably around my age, early 50s, you might remember that stuff. It was all over the news and it was a huge scare. So let me know down below if you remember that. But the Satanists and the witches and all that today say, yeah, we love it because we can put a spell on the candy or on the whatever we are passing out, or on, you know, the kids as they're walking by. We can, you know, and witchcraft is real. So they admit to putting spells and things like that on the kids. And then, yeah, make sure your pets are kept inside, especially the days leading up to Halloween. And always keep an eye on your children all the time. I have to double check the statistics, but I have heard and read that animals go missing more, pets, around this time for sacrifices, and children, you know, there's more abductions and things like that, which is horrible, awful, all that. Always keep your eyes on, know where they're at, who they're with, all that stuff. Never, ever, you know, like if you're at a park or whatever, never, you know, be on your phone and not watching because, oh my gosh. But yeah, so this month just drives me nuts. And I have friends that just love it. So starting October 1st, they are just going nuts with Halloween stuff and all the decorations and all the whatever. But, you know, to everyone, to each their own. And yeah, I pray for protection around them and around, and I know several Christians that pray for protection around the children leading up to Halloween. And yeah, we can't be too safe. Okay. Well, let me know down below if you've ever heard anything like that. The more in-depth history of Halloween video will be coming out. And also check out my community wall after this one is posted, hopefully today. And for that one about the interview with the ex-Satanist who really has some eye-opening things. Okay, thank you everyone for coming by, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.